So the gym can be quite a daunting and intimidating place if you've never been before. And there is no doubt that you're probably going to make a whole bunch of mistakes if you have not already gone in, or you may be already making these mistakes because there is a whole lot out there that could be done. There's a lot of things that I wish I knew before I joined the gym, but here is just 5 more of them because I've already made a video about this. I've made part 1. If you haven't seen that, make sure you go check that out. But without further ado, guys, we're gonna jump right in to part number 2. So listen, I know you go to the gym, I know you like to train chest, I know you like to train some back, I know you like to train some arms. The legs, maybe, sometimes. But there's one thing that you definitely neglect, it's your calves. But there's also another thing that you can neglect. And if you are neglecting your calves, please, for the love of God, pay them some attention. They're sad, all right? They're sad and they want some attention. But external from that, something else that I'm sure you have neglected at some point in time is the abdominal area right here. And pretty much the reason is because a lot of people do find that abs are made in the kitchen, and that could not be further from the truth. This is something that I definitely believed in the beginning stages. I did not think I needed to train my abs, but I really, really wish that I knew that abs were made in the gym and revealed in the kitchen. So many people forget the other side of that coin. It's actually training them and developing them. So if you're not actually paying them enough attention within the gym, in terms of training them a few times per week, or at least implementing some sort of indirect training for them, then they are never ever going to be completely as good as you would like them to be. But on the opposite side of this, you could do crunch after crunch. You could do a hanging leg raise after hanging leg raise. You could train them every single day for 20 minutes, and you will never ever see them if you do not take care of your diet. Now, what I would recommend, guys, is training them 2 to 4 times per week. It's all going to depend on exactly how many times you go to the gym and your availabilities. But for the most part, training them quite frequently at a lower amount of time is what I have found to work best. Not only does it just cut the amount of time that you need to be spending doing them, because a lot of people are under the assumption that, all right, well, if I'm going to train them, I have to hit them for 30 to 40 minutes, and that could not be further from the truth. Honestly, I will only train them 3 to 4 times per week, and I'll train them for about 10 minutes doing circuit work. Now, I like to do this because it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Not only am I getting that ab stimulation in, but I'm also burning a good amount of calories in terms of increasing my cardiovascular activity. Now, once you've sorted out training your abs, because that is super important if you actually want to develop a legendary set of abs, then you can start to focus on other areas, right? So the chest, the back, and everything else in between. And something that I wish I knew was that bench press, squat, deadlift, they are not the be all and end all of progress. Now, whilst they are all amazing exercises, and if you can, you should be putting a high amount of energy and attention towards building up those compound lifts because they're going to give you tons of benefit. They're going to give you a lot of bang from your buck. But the thing is that there are so many people that can just not execute these exercises due to mobility issues, due to pain points, due to injuries, due to recurring injuries. And then what you'll see is these people saying that, well, all right, I'll just work through it. I'll just push through this injury because these are the exercises that give me the most bang for my buck. But like the old proverb goes, there is a whole lot of ways to skin a mongoose. I don't really know what that means. I don't know why people were killing mongooses back in the day, but there's a whole lot of ways to get things done. You do not have to squat in order to build big legs. You do not have to bench press in order to build up big chest muscles. You do not have to deadlift in order to build up big hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. There are so many other things that you could be doing that are not going to aggravate injuries that you may be facing or pain points or anything else in between. So if you can do those exercises, that is sick and you should definitely focus on them. But if you cannot, there's a whole lot of options out there that you could be doing instead. Now, the third thing I wish I knew before I started training at the gym is all to do with the kitchen. So I love the kitchen, I love to cook up food, but there was a stage when I started out where I thought that if I was not eating chicken breast, if I was not eating white rice was the devil. If I was not eating brown rice, broccoli, and everything else in between, all that kind of extremely healthy, bland foods, then I would just never, ever be able to progress. And the thing that I wish I knew was that you can actually implement a significant amount of flexibility if done correctly. And one of the best ways you could go about doing this is just to improve your ability at actually cooking these foods. So you do not have to stick to chicken breast, lean cuts of meat. You do not have to eat nothing but rice or vegetables. There is a whole array of foods out there that you could and would enjoy way better than those foods that are also going to provide you a good amount of results. So one thing that I wish I knew was that I can get experimental. I can try out new things. I do not have to be extraordinarily strict because because the overly strict diet just leads to the binge and repeat cycle, and that is just not a good thing to get yourself into. So I definitely made a lot of mistakes in the beginning stages with my nutrition that I wish I just didn't, because I would have saved a whole lot of time. And something else along the lines of nutrition was believing that if I did not supplement, then I would not be able to make results. So I thought supplements were the be-all, end-all of progress, and that is the way to get it done, and not real food in the kitchen. I see this all the time, and I get so many messages about this. People will reach out to me and say, well, what mass gainer should I take? Or how many scoops of mass gainer should I take? Or if I'm not taking mass gainer, can I actually gain muscle mass? You absolutely can. Mass gainers are just being marketed to be this weird thing, right? If I'm not having it, then I just won't be getting in the amount of calories I need, or I just can't progress within the gym. And it couldn't be further from the truth. What I wish I knew was that focusing on real food is the way to get it done. Focusing on a significant amount of calories coming in order for myself to progress within the gym, and supplements are nothing but an addition to that. One more thing is just cut out mass gainers completely. If you really, really want to have a mass gainer, I would strongly recommend you do so from home. Not only will it be way healthier, you'll know exactly what is going in it. It will cost you so much less. Holy shit, like mass gainers can cost a whole lot. But bar that, if you really, really want a mass gain shake, I will link one down in the description. You can check that out at your own leisure. So when I first started out, I really, really wanted to make as much progress as humanly possible. And as such, I would go to the gym every single day, maybe twice a day, and I would push myself to the absolute brink. And I see this happen to a lot of people. Whether or not they're pushing themselves extra hard, what they really, really want to find out is ways to get somewhere faster. And that is all well and dandy. You should find ways to optimize your progress. But in a sense, there is a cap. You cannot force your body to change. So one thing I wish I knew was that patience and longevity is the best things to focus on, as opposed to trying to get somewhere extraordinarily quick, because there is a limit to how much you can really push yourself based on how much returns you can receive. And similar to the mass gain questions that I get so many questions about how they can burn fat faster, or how they can burn belly fat specifically, and how you can, just gain 10 pounds of muscle in 1 week. And these questions all come back to the same concept of impatience. It's just being impatient. It's not focusing enough on the process. It's focusing on trying to find ways to get there quick, but progress is just not that quick. So the best thing you could do is focus on the things that work. Focus on the things that lead to good amount of progress over time, incremental changes day by day, and that is the way to get it done. So that was 5 more things that I really wish I knew when I started training out. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Drop a like on this one so I know you did enjoy it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Arigato, Mr. Roboto.